Happy New Year! And what better way to send off this past year than by opening two of the best reprint sets we had this year? We have the 2022 Megatins Tins of the Pharaoh Gods. I believe that's the name, right? And we've got Magnificent Mavens. Both of these sets had a lot of hype up until their release. Both of them had really good cards that a lot of people wanted. The Megatins were the first place for a lot of essential reprints for some pretty expensive cards. And Magnificent Mavens ended up having a lot of those cards as well, and having new cards in the Ishizu cards that brought us to a tier 0 formats with tier elements. So we're going to be opening up these two today. Before we get into it though, I want to have a discussion about what exactly made these so great, and we can really find out which one of these was the better reprint set. So let's talk about it. So first up, the 2022 Megatins. Most people are going to know these already. We get a Megatin every year, and they've got reprint sets from all the core sets that they've released in the past year, right? From one Megatin to another. Well, that's not true. Not all of them. There's some sets that come out closer, and they usually just don't make the cuts. Usually they'll be saved for reprint set later and sometime in the following year, or even Konami will wait until the Megatins the following year. But what's in this, right? So each Megatin comes with 3 mega packs. And so what's in a mega pack, right? It's going to be 18 cards per pack, 1 prismatic secret rare, 2 ultra and super rares, 2 each, 1 rare, and 12 commons. So that's going to be 54 cards in total with all 3 packs. And the card pool tends to be pretty big at 275. At least that was the card pool for this tin. So even with a lot of wanted cards included, it's a lot of cards, and realistically the chances of you getting the card that you want go down with the bigger the card pool, right? And then the higher the rarity, even harder at that point. You have a better chance if it's an ultra or a super, right? Because you get 2 of them in each pack, and then only 1 secret. So if Konami decides to put all the sought after cards in the secret rare slot, that's going to make it very difficult to obtain, and that's what a lot of people ended up not liking about the tins once the set list was released. On top of that, there's still such thing as short printing, and all the very sought after cards were definitely short printed, some more than others. And it all really depended on what was in your case, right? And in your boxes, because clumping is definitely a thing, as it's been noted in sets and in Megatins. So some cases had more of a certain card than others. And if you were one to get that sort of pack or that case, you lucked out better than others, right? I know Pot of Prosperity was a big one in this, and it was reported to maybe 1 per case. In a case where you get 12 Megatins and 3 packs per tin, that's pretty low. And being one of the cards that people would buy the tin for, at that point, why even buy the tin? Why not just wait for the single and hope it's at a low enough price on release, right? In comparison, we had Magnificent Mavens. People were hyped up for this set because of the Ishizu cards, right? They were super powerful. They went with the tier 1 deck running around tier elements. It's what brought us into the tier 0 format we're in today. But then they announced a lot of the reprints as well. Surprisingly enough, it had a lot of the same reprints as the Megatin. A lot of people were surprised that they reprinted cards so close to each other, because these were only within a month or 2 apart, if that. Cards like Lightning Storm, evenly matched, I believe. Cards like that, cards that people really want, that were getting really pricey, and they're just staples, right? And they were included in both. And so at that point, why continue opening Megatins when you can get Magnificent Mavens, right? So what's in Magnificent Mavens? So in Mavens you get 4 packs, 5 cards per pack, and they all came in ultra rare. So you were at least going to get a decent rarity for all of them. Each mini box, like I have here, comes with a pack of sleeves as well, which is a really good bonus considering that they haven't done it in a while, but the Megatons used to have promo cards. The last one I remember was maybe 2017, 2018. Pot of Desires was a promo card, and at the time that was a really good promo card to have because it was really popular. A lot of people liked running it, and it was really expensive at the time. So the fact that you get not a card but sleeves, some sort of bonus, really good in my opinion. And the fact that the art sleeves on these were really nice as well, really good marketing and put together pack in my opinion. Also, it was reported for Magnificent Mavens that there were absolutely no short prints. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, because you're still gonna have a 150 card pool, so getting the specific cards that you want are still gonna be difficult. Not as difficult as 275 though. So I did open a display box, and I didn't get very many cards that I wanted, such as Infinite Impermanence, evenly, stuff like that. They definitely would have been very welcome. But I also wasn't upset with what I did get, because in each packs it seems like that's exactly what you got is one competitive card, one foil upgrade, and one new card at the very least. So then plus 2 other cards for a total of 5 per pack. Some pretty good odds if you ask me. So in my opinion, Magnificent Mavens was definitely the better set to go for, but all in all it really depended on what it is you were after and how lucky you got in the box or case or tin that you bought. But with that being said, let's break right into these and see which set has the better pulls. All right, and we're gonna start off with the Megatons here. So there are quite a few cards that would be very welcome from this set. Again, a good majority of them are going to be this in a secret rare slot. And then that's another thing, right, that I forgot to mention is you're not only going to get the cards that you're specifically after. There's also going to be all the ones that you're not after and that you really don't want, and those tend to be the ones that were easier to pull. Wind Witch Diamond Bell, Goki Finishing Move, Machina Ruin Force for our supers, Synchro Overtake, Dimension Shifter. See, this was one of the really good reprints here. Definitely being used a lot in the meta, at least to try and counter the most popular deck. Pulled a lot of them as well. And Lord of Heavenly Prison. See, for example, this is a decent reprint, definitely good in back row decks. But how many players actually are going to run this in their deck? So it's a good reprint, worthy of a secret, not in my opinion. But it's all up to Konami, right? All right, apologies for the mistake in scenes there. Really embarrassing. I also did that when I opened up my case of Megatons. I'm just really glad I caught it after one pack instead of opening everything. Getting into the second pack here. Tri Brigade Rendezvous, Dragoonity Knight, Beat Trooper, Flunderies, Magic Key World for the rare, Live Twin Lila Treat, and Danmari at Ignister for the supers, Apex Predation, and Earth Chant for the ultras, Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion, This one would be, I say, probably a decent reprint in super. In secret, probably could have been a super though. If I'm being honest, there's been enough reprints of this, definitely enough of them um, in secret. I believe that secret where it could have been left to the more wanted cards, but again, that's just going to be my opinion there, because I'm trying not to be too biased and say that only the really important cards are should have gotten the secret treatment. But at the same time is when you look at a card and you know it's been reprinted a lot, taking up a secret rare slot is probably not the best choice when it comes to pulling. White Knight of Dogmatica, Book of Lunar Eclipse for the supers, DD Assault Carrier, and Armed Dragon Thunder level 10 for the Ultra. So again, another one that I feel like it could have been better off as a common or a super. Don't know what the original rare was. I assume it was a secret if they're putting in the Ultra slot. But and Red Eyes Black Dragon as a secret. See, this is one of the cards that even if it's not used too often, it's an exclusive card to the 10 because of the alternate art. So this is one of the things that it's really nice in secret, and you wouldn't mind pulling it in secret. And even though, again, not the most competitive, but that's the kind of card that I think most people wouldn't mind taking up that secret rare slot. Moving right into Magnificent Mavens over here. So, like I said, you get 4 packs, and you get your 1 pack of sleeves here. I believe this is Mayakashi. Not sure who exactly, but it's nice artwork. And again, the fact that they could have just given us the packs and nothing else. The fact that they included the sleeves was a really nice addition. First pack of Magnificent Mavens here. Black Luster Soldier Envoy in the beginning. This card, not really used too often, but it is in current formats, but it is used a lot in past formats. I don't know if Konami took that into consideration when they printed this, but it was definitely a good reprint in that aspect. Exchange of Despair and Hope goes in match. This is probably one of those cards, either because it's used competitively or it got a foil upgrade. Either way, not an unwanted reprint. And Sky Striker Ace Hayate, pack number 2. Sword Soul of Mo Yi. A lot of the Sword Soul, I think just about the whole Sword Soul deck was reprinted in this. So it definitely made the deck more budget friendly, although by that time it wasn't as popular anymore. Ghost Meets Girl, Doom Dozer. I think this is one of those foil upgrades. Not a lot of people use this card for sure. I don't know if it's used in any past formats. I don't know how old the printing for this card is, although I do hear there's some insect support coming pretty soon, early in the next year, so that might be why they included this one. And not gonna try and read that name, although it's got really nice art. I actually really enjoy this one for the art. Really nice and ultra. And a Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, but that quality control though, look, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Try and catch it right there. There's a line going right through that, so that's really unfortunate. Luckily this card is only at 1, Is it on the back too? Yeah, it looks like it just straight up got bent. So I don't know if that was coming off the line or because it was in the packaging wrong. Luckily it's only at 1 and not really that sought after. It's really unfortunate though, and you know, you would hope that that doesn't happen for any of the better cards. Oh, this is a nice Sword Soul reprint right here. Medora, the Sword Oracle. This is one of those Ishizu cards that so many people wanted and just caused a lot of havoc in the meta right now. Definitely nice pull. Definitely not mad about this one. Dark Calling, Maikashi Return, and Vampire's Curse. So, again, these last 3 are examples of cards that aren't really being used. They're kind of there as filler, in my opinion. But again, you're not always going to be able to fill every slot with cards that people absolutely want, right? So gotta fill them with something. And for our last pack here, Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. This was a really good reprint. They reprinted it in its alternate art, and the last time it got reprinted, it was in a gold rare. And people tend to stay away from those as much as possible. Keldo, the Sacred Protector. Another Shizu card. Nice to have. Therion Duke Yol. Instant Fusion. It's at 1, so I don't know why they reprinted this one. Maybe it means they're not going to ban it, who knows, although a lot of people are calling it for it to be banned. A lot of the printings for these are pretty old, I believe, so it's nice of them to have reprinted it so it's a little more accessible. Not too bad overall. And Alter Entity Intis, real good card for I'm forgetting what that spell card is called. Something Slayer. It was a good card. It's a good card to send off of it. But that's gonna be our pulls. These are what I believe to be the most notable. Each pack had some really good pulls. Each of them had some less than desirable pulls, but here we go. This is what we've got. So there you have it. Those were our pulls for today. Go ahead and drop a comment down below and let me know, which set do you think was the better reprint set? Was it the 2022 Megatins or was it Magnificent Mavens? And what card was your favorite from that set? And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.